Hey, yo, what's up?
Guys.
We're here. We're really close to the camera and out of focus, cause we're gonna tell you the news. And it's
All right, you're going too long.
What the heck is going on? Let's get into it. Yo, so I'm sure everyone has heard about it. Travis Scott Astroworld tragedy. There's at least 8 dead, 300 injured. There's tons of good videos out there talking about, kind of the details. People were crushed due to this crowd crush phenomenon where there's so many people pushing that you can't breathe and people are getting trampled and stuff. And the Houston Fire Department chief and assistant chief actually came out and they said, there's no plan for this type of crowd surge, and somebody should have let Travis know what was going on so he maybe could have done something about it, which kind of brings me to my next thing of Travis seeming like he didn't really know what was going on, when from a lot of people's perspectives and videos, it seems like he really should have.
The one that I saw, he kind of stopped for a second.
Yeah,
he was looking out, and then he kind of just started singing a song.
Yeah,
it was really awkward.
Songs. Yeah, and I saw it in this article. It was they reported an emergency situation at 9:38, but he performed until 10:10, so he just kept going, And there's been at least 18 lawsuits, and that's probably growing as we speak.
300 people injured, 300 lawsuits,
and that includes a 9-year-old that was at the concert because this concert you were allowed to get in all ages. How much of this is Travis's responsibility? He's known for kind of inciting this kind of rage culture and rioting basically as concerts. There's videos of him telling the crowd at Lollapalooza to jump the barricades and stuff and flip off the security as they do it, and he actually got arrested for that. But how much responsibility lies on the artist in that situation?
I mean, from what I've heard, the organizing company allegedly they have a practice of really overfilling every single concert knowingly. From what I've heard, at least.
Yeah, Live Nation or whatever.
I haven't done a lot of research into it, but
another thing the fire chief said was having concerts at an actual venue where there's dividers in a physical brick and mortar building, that really prevents this, because you can't just skip sections and push your way to the front.
Was this all outside?
Yeah, this is a festival grounds type thing.
Because I was reading stuff today about just the engineering basically that goes into making all the dividers, making sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen, and
it wasn't really set up. I also saw a TMZ article of someone that was working security. In the job posting, there was no requirement for previous experience, and then the guy said he didn't even feel like he was prepared based on the training they gave him.
I mean, I don't think Travis Scott gets off scot-free.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a bad joke. All right, so on Wednesday last week, it was announced that Aaron Rodgers would be out for the Packers versus Chiefs game on the upcoming Sunday, which just happened, because he tested positive for COVID and he was unvaccinated. Now, this is a pretty common thing in sports right now. You hear about it a lot, not a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
This one's real interesting because everyone had assumed he was fully vaccinated because he told reporters before the season that he had been, quote, immunized when he was asked if he was vaccinated or not.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
Then on the Pat McAfee show on Friday, he said he would have clarified what he meant by saying immunized if the reporter had asked a follow-up question. And he gave us a little sneak peek of what he would have said. He's not some sort of anti-vax flat earther, but instead he's a critical thinker who believes bodily autonomy is a right and he doesn't have to listen to woke culture.
I'm one of the good ones. I'm not one of them crazies. I'm one of the good ones.
Earth's not flat. It's a cube, brother. He also said during this that he did a lot of research with people from the medical field. At one point he mentioned a multiple 100-page research report they wrote for him or something. Do your own research, brother. It's a classic point. He also hit on a lot of other classic anti-vax points, such as bringing up that people with the vaccine still get COVID. He used an out-of-context Martin Luther King Jr. quote in an attempt to justify him not following certain NFL rules. He also believes ivermectin's a legitimate COVID treatment, which he took while he had COVID because he called up Joe Rogan and he recommended it to him, which instead of calling the people he did all the research with, You gotta call Joey Rogie.
I mean,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
if Joe Rogan didn't say it's good, don't do it.
You gotta call him. He's a medical expert, of course. So he also talked about doing a multiple month immunization protocol with his homeopathic doctors. But when Pat McAfee asked him what that involved, and he was asking in a friendly way too. Pat McAfee loves that guy. It was not a hard-hitting question. He was just like...
Yeah, he's not trying to do a hit piece.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, so what'd you do? Because I think a lot of other players would like to do that too. And he went, well, I got to keep that between me and my doctors. That's personal. But yeah, and he had a whole thing where he kept going on about the woke mob and being canceled and stuff, and cancel culture and all that. And it's pretty ironic because... You know, at the end of all this, he's going to still be making over $20 million to play the sport.
Yeah. Discount double check, Rodgers.
Yeah, discount double check. They're together.
All right, welcome back to ESPN Sports Center. We have back-to-back sports news today.
Sports.
Actually, back-to-back football news.
Football.
So the Big Ten actually apologized to Jim Harbaugh and Michigan because in the Michigan versus Michigan State game, which I am biased, I have a vested interest in, Harbaugh basically responded to like people asking if anything had happened.
One guy asking.
Yeah.
I just want to note that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the bias out of here.
Someone asked Harbaugh like what happened with those calls. He said Michigan sent the Big Ten copies of the calls that the staff believe were incorrect, including the reversal of the call on a fumble by Michigan State quarterback Peyton Thorne. He was ruled on the field a recovery by Michigan's Aiden Hutchinson for a touchdown, which we'll play the clip, but
he brought this up 9 days after he lost to Michigan State, by the way.
Yeah, a little sad. But a replay review overturned the call, and officials said Thorne was ruled down before losing control of the ball. Harbaugh had also previously spoken about a missed pass interference on the Wolverines' second to last possession.
Welcome to football, Harbaugh.
Yeah,
There's missed calls every game, both ways.
Yeah, okay. Well, Jim Harbaugh, I don't think he should have complained about this. Like that's kind of a weak move, and Mel Tucker even said something about how that like he doesn't really like to complain about that.
He subtweeted him.
Yeah, there's
awesome.
Purdue versus Michigan State. There's some sketchy calls.
They lost,
but he said
too.
I don't want to complain about that. That's a weak move.
Yeah, he said. Yeah, that was basically what he said. It was awesome.
Looking at the clip, it really was a clip that you couldn't really. I would say you couldn't really overturn. Like, and if the call had gone the other way first, I would say you couldn't overturn it in Michigan's favor either. So my question is like, how do we clear up that gray area of like re-officiating in sports, especially football? It's such an issue.
Football is like the craziest one, just because there's so many like calls that just, if you didn't have replays, no one would think twice about them.
Or it could be 50-50. Like every play has like a pass interference almost. Like.
And like holding, that's like, if you went and reviewed that, it's like almost every play.
100%, yeah.
I don't know. I think the NFL, from what I remember hearing during a broadcast this year, they had an interesting new way of kind of handling it, which was they're doing while the officials on the field are actually officiating, they are like on earpieces with the guys in the booth. It's like they still have to make the call pretty quick, but
like the replay,
they're like
people
getting
can at least help them.
Yeah, they're getting input. They're like telling them like if it's something really noticeable. That's why you probably haven't seen that many like crazy plays where it's like, how did they call that one wrong? Because they're getting constant little bit of help, which I think helps though.
That's good. Yeah,
speeds up the game.
So that probably helps. Yeah,
I think in football especially though, like watching the replay of when they're reviewing the play is actually kind of fun. It's like you're getting on the edge of you're on the edge of your seat. You're kind of like debating with whoever you're watching with. You're like, oh no, look, he's down right there.
Yeah.
Oh, his foot touched
Especially
over there.
if you're on the opposite side.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's kind of interesting.
In other sports, it sucks because it's just like boring. Like you watch basketball instant replay, and it's like, please stop.
Yeah, no one cares.
And I like basketball.
It's like, was his toe on the line?
Yeah. It's like, okay, boom, you're done. That's it.
So yeah, it makes football more fun. It makes it less fun for some fans sometimes. But yeah, let us know down below. What do you think?
All right, guys. So speaking of cancel culture, Chris Pratt just got canceled. Now you know him. He's going to be the upcoming star of the Garfield film. Very big celebrity.
Mario.
What? All right, so Chris Pratt spent the last week on a very emotional journey after being criticized online for an Instagram post he made praising his wife, Katherine Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
Do you know they were married?
Of relation to?
I didn't know.
I had no idea.
I didn't know he was married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
That's wow.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I'm not a big Chris Pratt follower, but I did not know that.
All right, let's end the story. That was the shocking thing. Okay. On November 2nd, he posted a photo of him and his wife, Catherine, where he said, and this is a direct quote, "Guys, for real, look how she's looking at me. I mean, find you somebody that looks at you like that, you know? We met in church. She's given me an amazing life. A gorgeous, healthy daughter." That's the crazy part. "She chews so loudly that sometimes I put my earbuds in to drown it out. Blah, 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 blah. Love you, honey." Now, the important part was where he said, "She gave me a gorgeous, healthy daughter." He's now being criticized for that line about the gorgeous, healthy daughter because him and his ex-wife, who have a 9-year-old son, he was born prematurely and had some health problems. So is Chris Pratt taking a little shot at his ex-wife?
I don't know about that, but...
Well, here's a comment summing up the criticism he's currently receiving. "You are very assholed. You son with Anna Faris. It's so handsome. And you forget, you are racist, misogynist, stoop 1D. He then shared the emotional journey he went on via his Instagram stories, where first he said that he was upset and depressed, and he didn't really say what it was about. And then he talked about how he wanted to go out into the woods and run. And then he went out to the woods and ran.
This is Chris Pratt now?
Yeah, this is from his Instagram story. He said that he went out into the woods and ran around and listened to his Christian music playlist. You know, he is going to be Garfield. I feel like if you were a good actor, you would really take up the role. He'd be sitting eating lasagna.
That's true.
Hating Mondays. I think it's being a little bit blown out of proportion, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's a classic people on the internet having too much time and thinking about this stuff too hard.
Aaron Rodgers, this is cancel culture. And nothing's going to happen as a result, so who cares?
True.
Honestly. I mean, he might lose his role as Garfield just because of the exercising too much, but that ain't cancel culture. That's business, baby. Cancel culture isn't real. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Discount double check.
That cat actually looks like Garfield. That's pretty crazy. They found a cat that realistic looking. That's actually wild.
Speaking of Chris Pratt being canceled, in January 6th Insurrection news, we have Evan Newman, 48, of California, was acknowledged in an interview with the state TV channel Belarus 1 because he ran to Belarus. He was at the Capitol on the 6th of January, but he rejected his charges, which include assaulting police, obstruction, and other offenses. The channel aired excerpts of the interview on Sunday and promised to release the full version on Wednesday. "I don't think I have committed some kind of a crime," Newman said. "One of the charges was very offensive. It alleges that I hit a police officer. It does not have any grounds to it." But here's the thing. The U.S. court documents state that Newman stood at the front of a police barricade with, of course, the red MAGA hat. The prosecutors in these court documents say that Newman taunted and screamed at the police before putting a gas mask over his face and threatening an officer.
Blue lives matter, brother.
Yeah, and then he said, "I'm willing to die, are you?" to the officer. And then body cam footage shows Newman literally shoving a barricade into the police and then punching 2 officers with his fist and then hitting them with the barricade. So there is grounds to
one, like he punched each one.
He punched 2 officers.
I thought you meant like he went like.
Oh, that'd be maybe he did that.
Epic,
maybe he did
actually.
that. We'll have
I
to
might be
see.
on his side if he did that.
So yeah, more than 650 people have actually been charged for the January 6th events, which I did not. I actually had no idea.
Yeah, that's a ton. I thought it was like 100. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a huge number. But the Belarus 1 anchors described Newman as a simple American whose stores were burned down by members of the Black Lives Matter movement, who was seeking justice, asking inconvenient questions, but lost almost everything as being persecuted by the U.S. government.
The only crime he committed was being a patriot, brother.
Red-blooded, true American patriot.
Amen, brother. All right, guys, we're talking about some very disappointing Nintendo news today. This is going to be a somber
When is
story.
Nintendo news not disappointing?
When they added Sora, my favorite character. So Nintendo is battling Pokemon Diamond and Pearl leaks. The new one, not like... This isn't an old article.
Oh, okay.
You probably thought about it for a second.
Well, there was Diamond
Mr.
Platinum
Unprepared,
before.
huh?
There was Diamond and Platinum before. Right?
I'm not even going to comment on that.
That was one.
No. There was Diamond and Pearl. Then Platinum came out later.
Oh, okay. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, so I apologize.
Fake Pokemon.
I'm sorry.
Fake Pokemon trainer. According to Tom Phillips from Eurogamer.net, people have been leaking images of the Pokédex and certain features that have not been publicly announced yet, and videos of gameplay. and even the box art.
Pretty hefty leaks. So are these leaks like bad? Like, are people not liking them? Because that's the only way I see like the leaks hurting Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think just a lot of their surprises get ruined, and also their games are usually a little disappointing. So the characters in this new remake look super stupid.
People always buy Pokemon. It's just so established now. Like,
yeah,
even if people have seen the leaks and like have heard it's bad, I think a lot of people want to know for themselves, like the hardcore Pokemon fans and stuff.
Including this guy. I buy them every time, and I kind of hate them.
Disappointed.
This
every
one
time.
I'm actually pretty excited for because I grew up playing Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, okay.
That was like
Nice.
my childhood game. So
Nice.
I'm actually a little hyped for this one, even though the characters look like little goblins. So you a leaky boy? You like reading those leaks before stuff comes out? Or
I do indulge. I do.
Anti-leaker?
No, I do check leaks. I listen
Really?
to a lot of leaked music.
See, I always avoid them. I didn't even in this article, I didn't read any of the Pokemon leaks.
Oh, okay,
Because
yeah.
I was like, I want to be surprised, even though it's going to be like a bad surprise. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
I
probably
just
gonna
have
suck,
like,
but-
I'm just weak. I just need to know stuff when I know it's out there, you know? So,
Yeah, back when I was a competitive Smash Bros. Tournament player. I know, pretty cool. Stop. You guys can stop applauding. I know. It's okay, guys. It's okay. I wasn't that good, but yeah, they used to always leak like stuff before the patch, which was just like stupid frame data and stuff.
yeah.
But I was still always a little like, I would have liked to like experience this for the
Experience
first
the
time and been like,
unboxing, the surprise.
yeah, like, oh, Jigglypuff has a good hit now,
Mm-hmm.
which never happened. But all right, that's all.
Hey, I'm as far from the camera as possible.
Same here.
No, you're really close, but it's time for the funny video of the day.
Funny. It was okay.
Yeah,
it was kind of
I've seen better funny videos of the day.
Yeah, it was
Like
okay.
last week.
Oh,
That
dude,
dog.
the dog.